welcome back to my channel. My name's Jenny and this is Blossoming Quilts. But this is the view from my sewing room window. It's been really cold and snowing over the past few days and it's now frozen rock solid. So there is only one thing to do when it has been snowing, and that is to do a little bit of sewing. It's been a cold old winter here in North Wales over the last few weeks, so it's given me the perfect opportunity to just sit down in my sewing room and crack on with some of my projects. So I have this quilt on the wall, which I'm probably going to show you in another video because this is now ready for quilting. So I've been working on some hand stitching projects, which I shall show you now. So this is my English paper piecing project that I've had on the go for about 1.5 years. I'm just simply making hexagon flowers out of a variety of different vintage bedding and pillowcases, mainly scrap remnants. And I've already shown some of these in a previous video, this stack here. And each hexagon contains a feature flower in the centre, which I just fussy cut from any scraps. So I'm trying to include a variety of different colours and shades, as you can see here. And I'm trying to get a good mixture of lights, mediums and darker colours, which I want to distribute evenly throughout the quilt so there's a good balance. I'm not sure yet how I'm going to put this together. I'm just really enjoying sewing these in the evenings as a way to wind down and relax. I really enjoy this type of sewing, as apart from choosing the colours and the central motif, it just involves mindless sewing and just provides a really good outlet for slowing down and not having to think much about anything else other than what's in my hands. So this is my most recent stack, which I've been working on over Christmas. So this fabric here is also featured in my gallery wall quilt. I had a scrap left from a piece that I'd cut. So I thought it'd be nice to include, and it's a nice way to sort of tell a story of my work, as you know, each project shows the fabrics that I've been using at any given time. So yeah, this is my little pile of recent makes. And so this project is going to be carried on with for the foreseeable. Is the start of a sewing case that I decided to make for myself. I don't have one, I've just been using project bags like this. So I thought it was high time that I made myself something that I can store my sort of English paper piecing bits in, any cross stitch or anything like that. So I've made this from a vintage Sanderson bed sheet, and it's the same fabric as my gallery wall quilt. And I've actually hand quilted this. It's the first time I've ever hand quilted. My stitches aren't brilliant, but you know, they're okay. I'm pleased with it. And I've heard from lots of people online and elsewhere that hand quilting vintage sheets is really difficult because the weave is much tighter than quilting cotton. And I haven't found this too bad, actually. I've used a really sharp, sturdy needle and it seems to have done the job really well. I didn't find it too taxing on my hands. I'm not sure I would fancy quilting a full quilt with vintage sheets, but a small project doesn't seem so bad. So I'll show you the inside. So again, I've used some vintage bedding on this side, and then I'm creating a pocket here, and I'm going to sew a quilting line down the middle. So I've got 4 pockets. I did start attaching the binding and then realised actually before I go the whole way around, I do need to quilt that line. So this fabric here is more upholstery fabric. It's quite thick, so this will make a good pocket for holding anything that's, you know, a bit heavier. And this is just another vintage sheet, so it is thin, but it's doubled over, so this can hold lighter things on this side. So I'm not sure how this is going to be finally constructed. I think that I'm possibly going to fold it like that. But then I was also thinking, because that's quite long, maybe I could fold it again like that. So I don't know whether I could also add some little pockets here. Could be quite useful. But yeah, I'm really pleased with this, and this was a really enjoyable slow stitch project. It was really relaxing to do. So I'm going to try and make myself some more project bags, because it's really nice to store your things in something that you've made yourself. Lovely cross stitch was given to me by a family member, and it's really special as it had already been started, so I'm thrilled to be able to carry on with it and finish it. Now, I usually find cross stitch quite tricky, as I tend to make mistakes, especially with the one where you've got a pattern and you've got to sort of count. If I make a mistake, I just give up, and then it's sort of a waste of money. But this cross stitch has already got the pattern on the fabric, so it's much easier to follow, and I've actually nearly finished this. So I'll just take this off so you can see it properly. There we go. So I love the colours in this, and the message is really uplifting, which makes it more enjoyable to work on. So you can see that I've got a few more stitches to finish. And then once I've done that, I'm going to frame this because I think it'll just look lovely hanging on the wall. I showed you this fabric in my last haul video, and I've come up with an idea for a new quilt project. So I've cut up these roses already, and I want to try and use each in its own individual block, and I'm going to make up these blocks of lots of scrap fabrics. So I'm thinking of using a foundation backing and then placing the rose sort of randomly in any location on the block, and then just building around this rose with lots of scraps in an improvised way with no particular pattern, just seeing where the mood takes me. So I also showed you this fabric in that video, and I think that the purple stripes go so well with the pink rose. So I'm going to try and get as much out of this fabric as possible to include in each block, perhaps framing each of these roses. And then I might even do this quilt as quilt as you go, so that I can do some fancy free motion quilting. And yeah, I will keep you updated as I make these blocks. Finally, I have this to show you. Now, this is hopefully going to be part of a future video. I'm planning to make a lovely quilt out of this, and this is the central panel. These are just embroidered flowers that I bought from Amazon, and I've placed them on this lovely black velvet. So I've just been applique stitching these on. I did glue them down initially. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed looking at some of these projects with me. And in the next video, I hope to make some more progress on my gallery wall quilt. This is now ready to be quilted, so I'm going to share the process of that with you and talk through my design choices. So yeah, I hope to see you next time. Take care. Bye.